Good morning. It is December 22nd, 5:25 in the morning. Thanks a lot for coming by, saying hello. Saying hello to old Jesse. Getting some energy in the morning, getting some inspirations. Find out what I'm thinking about. Maybe you'd like to think about the same thing I'm thinking about. Maybe you got something that I'd like to think about that you want to leave in the comment section. By all means, please do so. Oh, it is a Wednesday. My mom calls it not hump day, but she calls it workout Wednesday. It started maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. Not exactly sure an exact time when that started. But yeah, she calls it workout Wednesday because she's gotten motivation to work out on Wednesdays. So good on you, mom. This happened to me this morning. It's kind of funny. I was coming down the elevator and I have this little routine that I do as I stand in front of the elevator. I always set my watch. I press the button to go downstairs to call the elevator up, and then I look down at my watch. I set my watch. I start my step counter so that I can know when my mile has finished or how close I am to that destination. And I jump into the elevator, and I'm standing there, and I'm standing there, and I'm still standing there. And I realized, hey, where am I? Because I'm standing there a lot longer than I expected to. Standing there to get down to the bottom floor. I look up at the elevator, and sure enough, it says 1, which is the floor I'm trying to get off at. But I realized in that moment I never pressed the button. I just got distracted, and I never pressed the button. Never pressed the elevator button to go down to the first floor. And just so happens, it took me down to the first floor. Maybe the elevators have some built-in feature, right? They have this built-in feature that it goes down to the first floor by default. And so I'm standing there, and I'm like, how do I get out of here? And you press number 1. It's not gonna do anything because you are on number 1. You press number 1. And then I'm like, okay. So I press the open the door button, not really knowing. I know I'm on first floor, but I didn't ask to get here. I didn't ask to get to the first floor because it just took me there. So I'm pressing the button to open the door, which is never a good thing if you've been standing in an elevator for a long time. You never know. You know, it's not like it's always like you push the door open button when somebody else is coming in, or you're trying to hold the door for somebody. You press that button, but not after you've been standing inside the elevator for I don't know how long, 3 minutes. It seems it's just a really long time in an elevator. But I just was distracted. I had my music going. So I pressed the door open button. Door opens. And sure enough, first floor. Okay, this site is very familiar. So I got off the elevator and I stopped and I wrote it down because, you know, you're not always going to get lucky with getting off of the first floor. You know, it just so happened that this default elevator takes me to the destination that I want to go. Now say somebody called the elevator to go up to the opposite way, up to the 20th floor. I would have known. I just would have felt the elevator moving. Maybe I would have sensed, hey, we're going in the wrong direction, which is good. Having this kind of internal sense that you're moving the direction you don't want to go. And it kind of made me think about, just setting destinations. You want to have a clear goal. You want to have a clear, direction, right? And that's what Atomic Habits talks about. He says goals are amazing for setting direction, but for progress you need systems. And this morning I got off the elevator and I didn't know where I was, even though it said I didn't ask to get here, and I didn't intentionally press that button. And so sometimes, it made me think about what's my goal? What's my base floor? Where do I want to go with this whole weight loss thing? This whole waking up in the morning with this whole process that I'm doing. There's got to be a goal because I'm on the destination. I'm flying on the plane, but where am I going? And Atomic Habits brings out goals are good, but goals are not everything, right? A loser and a winner in the Olympics, they both had the same goal. They both wanted to win the gold, but one lost and one won. And so if you are purely goal-based, then it's easy to give up after either you don't get it, or after you do get it, then you're like, oh, what now? So anyway, made me think about, hey, if you're getting in an elevator, make sure you press the button. Or if you're gonna do something in your life, be purposeful about it. Don't just kind of like let the wind take you where it wants. You know, it's kind of like driving down the highway, and if you don't have a map, if you don't know where you're going, and you just fall, and if you don't have any road signs, if you're in a brand new area, especially with goals and new things, like we don't really know where we're going, and a lot of times I don't know where I'm going or how I'm supposed to get things done. And sometimes I do feel like I'm on that highway with no road signs. You know, there's pull-offs every 5 seconds. You're flying down the highway at 60, and you can take this cut off, you take this cut off, but there's no signs up there. You really don't know where you're going. And so the thing is, you gotta do is slow down. I gotta slow down and find my way. Like really concrete in my head. What's the keywords that I want to use to make this search happen, so that I can find what I'm looking for. And initially, I don't find what I'm looking for on the first try, or the second try, or the third try. I find it maybe on the 10th try, because I've refined the wording, the vocabulary, because I didn't really know what I'm looking for. Yeah. So anyway, that was a little fun experience this morning, getting off the elevator and not pressing the button because I got distracted. And that's the other part of it that I want to talk about, is I got distracted with my music, and I got distracted with my phone, that I got so busy that I didn't press the button. Thank you. And there's been other times in my life I've got so distracted that I just kind of went with whatever wherever the elevator took me. I just went with it. But now I know how to go into the elevator, and now I know how to press the button to go where I want to go. Because if you don't, then you're just kind of like leaving it to chance. And if you leave it to chance, there's a good chance you won't get to where you want to go. Anyway, so that's my elevator story from this morning. Just happened. Yeah, a friend of mine texted me yesterday. He said, "Man, I can't believe you got so much out of that small little interaction." And I'm like, "Yeah, I learned that from Matthew Dix. I really like adopted that thought from him, is that you can pull a lesson from anything in the world, and it makes for a good story." Is it the most compelling? Is this the most compelling video ever? No, not at all. But it kind of just helps you to see things for more than what they are. And maybe I'm being superfluous, and I'm being pedantic about what I'm talking about, but I kind of like to develop a higher arc to a smaller event that happened in my life. Thank you guys very much. You guys keep it up. Self-discipline is the name of the game. I'm still out here every day trying to stay on the plane. Don't jump off. Even though there's a parachute in the cockpit, don't jump off. Don't jump off. Stay on the plane. And it's taking me places that I like to go. And it also gives me good endorphins in the morning. Good neuroepinephrines. Good serotonin. All this feel-good stuff that helps my brain work a little bit better, and I get past the brain fog of early morning. Love you guys. We'll catch you guys later, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.